back to another Power Rangers review. Today we're going to be taking a look at some more of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Super 7 Ultimate figures. Usually I would do these separately, but it made sense to do these together because they're both funky looking figures, and in all honesty I wouldn't have bought one without the other. So I did grab this Lord Zedd. It is the con exclusive. I got it from the whole shebang and it was import stock. And I wasn't originally going to pick up this Rita figure. I'm a bit of a sucker for anything like that. And to get these both together, they do look pretty cool. So I couldn't get this Zedd without the funky Rita as well. So obviously had to grab it. Did come from Big Bad Toy Store. There wasn't any import fees or nothing like that. So we'll start off by taking a look at the box. The only difference in these is that Lord Zedd does come with a sleeve, which is a bit strange that they've stopped doing them, but the most recent figure did come with them, and I don't know whether it's just because they was able to change the colour off of the original one or something like that. I have no idea. But yeah, normal green sleeve with obviously the different colours with Lord Zedd on the front. There's no funky mirrored gold on this one. It is just yellow printed onto the box. And taking a look at the boxes, so they are the same. We will have a look at this one. Obviously outside of the sleeve, you can see it's got a nice glow in the dark sticker. Now this figure does give me very much a Simpsons character kind of vibe to it. It's very comic book like, especially the helmets. But I do display these in the box. I just think they look a little bit better considering you can see everything inside it and stuff as well. So I do like to display them like that. But you can see inside we've got our figure with an extra head, some accessories there, lots of extra hands, obviously his Zedd staff. One of the head glows and one of them just stays painted like that. On the back we have got a nice picture of Lord Zedd in his figure form, and it does just give us a bit of information about him, saying the one true leader of the evil space aliens. Lord Zedd banished Rita Repulsa after her many failures to take matters into his own hands. Continues on a little bit more information about Lord Zedd, but I won't read it all for you. So if you want to have a look at it, you can pause it and take a look. And here's Rita again, same sort of style box, which is common for what we see in the Ultimate figures. Nice purple and pink colouring to go with the violet. The figure looks very nice. You can see inside it is actually using some real chains there. Staff looks very nice. Lots of different accessories there and some hands, an extra head to go onto the body when she's made a bit of a mistake and Zedd isn't very happy with her. On the back again, a picture of Rita in that costume. This isn't of the figure. There is actually a picture of her, and little bit of information about her. Just says, after being sealed away for 10,000 years, Rita Repulsa has been freed to set her sights on destroying the nearest planet. Goes on to say how she fights the Power Rangers and all that sort of stuff. So again, that is how I display them. They do look nice, but I will take them out of the boxes. Let's have a look. Okay, now I have had these for a little while, so I did swap the hands out and I have left them in there just to save, keep pulling at them. But it doesn't really make much difference, you wouldn't know. So lots of hands in there, a few accessories, again the head, all that sort of stuff. And having a look at him outside the box, so you can see he's got this nice gold and the green instead of the red and the silver, so it is quite a characterized figure. It does look really nice. It feels like it is quite steady, although the leg on my one is a little bit iffy and he doesn't tend to stand up very well once the legs are pulled out and stuff. So it's a good job he stays in the box anyway. You can see he is a little bit wobbly, unfortunately. The pipes are made of a plasticky rubber, and they have put some wash in between all the bumps and grooves to give him a bit of detail there, so that looks cool. And this is what we get with Rita. So you can see we've got some crystals there, a staff and all that sort of stuff, plenty of hands in there. And here she is out of the packaging. So her red and purple dress does look really, really nice, especially against the black. You can see she's got that menacing Rita face going on there with her little cone chest plate. It's a nice touch that they've added the chains on there and it's not just sculpted onto the hand, so that's cool. There is also wiring inside the dress, so you can play about with that and you can make it as round as you like. She's got some nice little high heels going that are laced up, so it's nice they've put the details on there as well. So moving on to some accessories, he does come with quite a few different hands, as does Rita. I'm not going to get all the hands out because I just don't see the point. But obviously I wanted to just show this one so you can see he does hold his grenade quite well. So it does come with 3 of them. This is all glow in the dark as well. Comes with Zedd staff, which fits in the hand very well. So this is quite a solid piece. It doesn't feel rubbery where it's going to break or bend or anything like that. I tend to find it easier to put it into a smaller part of his hand and then slide it down to the thicker bit, and he does hold it pretty good. And finally his head. So this one obviously has got a painted visor. The rest of it is glow in the dark, but On the other head, the visor does glow instead of having this solid paint on there. Some detailed brain there, looks pretty good. Now Rita does come with more accessories. It does seem a little bit of a waste that Lord Zedd has come with 3 grenades because it's just not needed. I can't imagine that collectors are going to lose them or anything like that, so I don't really know what the point on giving 3 was unless I've missed something, but definitely could have given something else, maybe put a glow-in-the-dark snake in there or something instead. But here is her little crystals. Comes with a wine glass for celebrating. A red candle, and mine is really bent. I don't know what's happened there, and it does look pretty bad. So that is unfortunate. Not enough to bother me that I'm going to send it back or anything like that, but that does suck. She also comes with a little ball of love potion. And lastly, a swappable head. So again, details very nice on there. I do like the faces on these. Everything on these figures do look very well done. And to look at, I really can't fault them. They are very nice. Moving on to some articulation, I'll do Lord Zedd first, just because he's in my hand. His head does move up and down quite a nice amount, more down than up, but it's probably due to the neck joint, so it does go up. You do have to play around with the neck joint a little bit. The head does do a full 360, but mine's a bit stiff. I'm not going to push him too much, just because there's no need. I am going to return these back to the boxes. The arm does move up and down, so it's got some nice joint in there. Only a single joint on the elbow, as you can see. He has some movement in the upper body as well. His legs are on a drop down hip, so you can move them up and down. They obviously do move out and up and down quite a nice amount. And the only downside with this figure, you can see a lot of joint in there, which is a shame. I did buy this figure knowing that. I was aware of that before I bought it. Obviously it does allow for extra articulation in the legs. Again, single jointed knee, and then his ankles do move up and down, but are very stiff on mine. So not a whole lot of articulation, which we would expect on these Super 7 figures. If you've bought the Power Ranger ones, you do know that they're most likely to have a lot less articulation on these. And taking a look at Rita's articulation, so I'm going to be very careful with this because I do have a habit of breaking these when they're under cloth, so I'm just going to be very careful. And I will just kind of more tell you about it than anything else, but the head is very hard to move. I don't know whether mine's overly stiff or whether it's just because of the headdress and the feathers on the neck and stuff like that, but obviously you can imagine it's not going to move very well considering all this that's going on around here. She does have some swivel at the waist and some movement in the upper body. Her arms do move out and up and down quite a nice amount, but again, I do want to try and just be careful because it's under cloth and I can't see it. I really don't want to risk anything. She does seem to have single jointed elbow. You can see on the knees, we've got single joint in the knees as well. The legs do move out and up and down quite a nice amount, and then the feet do just move up and down as well. So they are on a rocker. Again, I do try and be careful with anything under cloth these days, especially after breaking some 3-0 figures doing that before. So apologies for the non-articulation on that. Okay, moving on to some quick comparisons here. So I don't have the original Rita from Super 7, I'm afraid, so we do just kind of have to compare with what we've got. But this one's the original Lightning Collection release by Hasbro, and it did come in a 2-pack with Lord Zedd. You can see a lot of difference how these have come a long way since then. And on this side, we've also got the 30th anniversary Rita, which is miles better than the original one we got. You can just see by the face how different this is. But this one did come with some changeable faces and a few different hands and stuff like that, whereas this one was more accessories that were suited to the wedding of Rita and Lord Zedd. Obviously you can see there is a size difference, so this is a 7-inch figure as opposed to these, which are a 6-inch figure. This one definitely looks more premium, but I wouldn't say it looks overly more premium than this figure. I mean, if we'd given the Lightning Collection Rita a few more realistic bits on her, you put the chains on the staff and stuff like that, I'd almost go as far as saying that this one was better than the Super 7. Definitely has a nice facial expression on the Super 7. There is wire in the cape and stuff like that. The clothing does look a lot better, so you can see this one's just sort of cut loose at the bottom, and then this one's just stitched. This one's obviously got wire in the skirt and stuff like that, so definitely more premium figure. I'm not sure whether it's worth paying almost double than the 30th anniversary. I don't know what they're going for in the second-hand market at the moment, but I know in certain countries she is quite difficult to get hold of. But just a little visual, being able to see the differences there. And then here's a Lord Zedd comparison. So there is quite a difference in the shape and stuff of the helmet. This is Hasbro's Lightning Collection 1. This is a 3D printed throne, so you can just ignore the throne. But again, another 6-inch figure compared to 7. The Super 7 one does seem to stand a little bit better in the sense that he's got more of a presence about him. He does seem a bit thicker. He looks a bit more menacing than the other one. The other one does look a little bit skinny, but when you're comparing him to another Lightning Collection figure, I guess he probably does look a little bit bigger. Staff on the Super 7 does look better, does feel better quality. But again, it is just another comparison between a 6 and a 7-inch figure. But this was more just to show the difference between sort of the shapes of the helmets and stuff like that. But again, if you're looking for something with more articulation, stuff like that, then Hasbro's is definitely the one to go for here. Thought I'd just show you how my Ultimates are displayed. So I've got the 5 original Rangers down there, and then I've got the 2 Tommies up there, along with the Megazord with Rita and Zedd, and then I've got the big Dragon Zord in the middle. I am intending on getting a smaller bookcase just to put all the Ultimates on, and then once Bulk and Skull get here, I'll be able to stick them on with Lord Draken as well. So I'm definitely going to need more space for these, or I'm going to end up moving these and putting them down there, but I think I probably will get a separate bookcase, and they're all the ones I've got so far. Okay, I'm moving on to the final thoughts of these figures. Both very, very beautiful figures to look at, very aesthetically pleasing. They do look nice boxed, and I must admit, I'm not an inbox collector at all. As you can see by my collection behind, I unbox as much as I can that I like to enjoy, but these Super 7 Ultimates just don't seem to fit that category for me, and they do seem to be more of a display piece in the box. They definitely look better. I do enjoy looking and playing around with these, taking them out of the box, but for me, they're not really something I can play around with too much. At the price point, I'm always too scared I'm going to break stuff. I've got no doubt that these particular figures are probably going to be on sale at some point. I know they are still available to buy, so if you're looking for them, I did get the Rita from Big Bad Toy Store and Zedd from the whole shebang, so if you're in the UK, that's where I got them from. I think for the price point, they are nice figures. I wasn't opposed to spending the money on them, and I wasn't disappointed by them whatsoever. They fit into my collection very, very well. I think when comparing them to something like Hasbro's Lightning Collection, it does all depend on what you're looking for in a figure. So if you're looking for like articulation and displaying good poses and things like that, obviously you're probably going to want to go to the Lightning Collection for those sort of figures. The 30th anniversary Rita was absolutely perfect, really, really nice, changeable faces and everything was really, really good touch. So personally, if you're going to take them out of the box and play around with them, display them, I would recommend those. If you're looking for something, you're more of an inbox collector, definitely Super 7 Ultimates is where you're going to be looking for these. But as always, that's just my opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. I've got more reviews coming. But thanks as always for watching. I'll catch you all very soon. Bye!